once we have Mr. Thoth here, we should just know that everything we're going to have discussed over here is none like your social studies textbook, is none like your history textbook, it's not like the social studies your teacher has taught you, it's not like the history you've been taught. This is deep. This is for the enlightened. This is for the open-minded, those that are ready to learn. I'm not talking about book-long, brilliant people. I'm talking about people who are willing to go beyond the Western textbook or the Western standard of knowledge. I'm going to talk about deeper things. So please, if you are a finalist, BC, WASI candidate, I beg, this video, no day for you. Scroll, click away and go to another video. Don't come and listen and go and write what Master Thoth and I discussed over here. Come and tell me I'm the reason why you failed WASI. I'll play this to you. Disclaimer, finalist, this video is not for you. But if you're a finalist and you still think that this is going to help you in your growth as a human being, as an African, as a person in general, to enrich your knowledge, stay and let's talk. Hi, Mr. Thoth, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing very fine. How are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored. I like how cool, you come in. Oh, I'm doing very well, and you. But when we go inside, you can see that yes, to mark to tradition to me, and to mark at ideas. Right, Mr. Thoth. Many of us discuss ever since we started learning history, we know about the transatlantic slave trade, and everybody is bashing the Europeans. Today we are going to let the Europeans rest and talk about the Arab Islamic invasion of Africa, especially Northern Africa, including Mauritania, because whenever they're talking about this topic, Mauritania is always included. Mr. Thoth.
Yeah, so I'd like to extend my greetings to all your watchers and have a very wonderful day. Whether it's a day time or night time, wherever you're watching this. Yeah. So as you're saying, there's been a lot of energy being thrown at the transatlantic slave trade. Simply because it's the most recent one and we haven't really fully recovered from it.
Yeah.
But one thing that's not known to most of these our students is that the fact that the trans-Saharan slave trade or the slave trade that involved the Arabian people was actually the first one that ever took place on the continent of Africa. Before I go into this, the Africans also had their system of slavery.
Slavery, yes.
Which I don't want to,
go into it.
No, it's not about going into it, but I don't want it to look like
you were doing it before they came.
We are putting the Africans to be such innocent people, and then they ended up one day all being slaves and whatever. So I can talk about, let's say, the account system of slavery, for example, which I think is very necessary for people to know, to understand how slavery was conducted in Africa as compared to how
slavery was conducted by the other people.
They brought their whole system. You see, in Africa, at first, we had wars. I mean, that was how we conquered land. So there were wars, there were tribal conflict and stuff like that. That when the people got captured, they were prisoners of war who later ended up as slaves and stuff like this. But you see, these slaves had, should I say, rights. They had rights which were more humane than whatever came from outside Africa. So in our system of slavery, people would serve in the farms, not subjected to any form of physical harassment or punishments, and they later were able to even marry, let's say, the children of the master and become part of the family. So the system of slavery that was practiced in Africa was merely a system of, let's say, labor.
Is it safe to say that in the African system, when you are a slave, you are not subjected to any form of harassment? You are only forced to abide by the laws of your captor.
Exactly.
Okay.
There was nothing like getting
physical. But you still live your life as a human being.
You still live your life as a human being.
You be regarded as a human being.
There's nothing like chaining slaves in African homes, treating them close to treating a dog or whatever.
Okay.
No, they lived as normal,
people.
They were known as slaves, and they later could, integrate into the family where they were even selling.
I read somewhere that as a slave in Africa, you could have the chance to be free, and
Yes.
there is no nobody is going to pester you.
That's what I'm saying, that you could even marry into the family where you were. So they eventually became free. I mean, there was nobody chasing slaves around. If you're able to escape, you want to go back to your home, you can go back. So what happened was, we had our own system, and then we were living a very human. We were very spiritual people, so we didn't believe in infringing
on the rights of
other people. We believe that people had their rights to do their own sort of things. So before I start, the Middle East,
yeah.
the land that we call Middle East was all part of Egypt.
Africa. Really?
Yes. So as I'm saying, this entire landmass, okay, was all part of Egypt. It took an artificial canal, which was called the Suez Canal, which was that to help their vessels, bypass Africa to Europe. Let's say from Asia, you would have to come
and
all
go
across
all the way to
Africa before you end up. So they created the Suez Canal, and politically, to
project an agenda,
they named that place the Middle East. Middle from where?
Come to think of it, growing up, I was wondering why it was called Middle East.
Yeah. So it's just a name
because Africa is the global south.
Yeah.
So if you're going eastward, Middle East is nowhere near the middle.
It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
So that was just by the way, but historically speaking, you see, those land has been occupied by black people, including your Egypt, your Libya, your Tunisia, Morocco,
your Djibouti,
all the northern African countries. They have been inhabited by black people, and this is not just something I am saying. You can check from the records of the ancient Greeks, who at the time they needed something sweet, something spicy, to put on the junk they call food. They had to travel all the way to Africa, and then when they were coming, they met people with faces they felt they were burnt because they looked black. So they call them the Bebe people.
Okay.
It means the people with burnt faces. That's black people. And then they ended up in Egypt. And in Egypt, when you read the account of Plato, Socrates, they all told you that they met very black people, that they taught them how, they taught them into the mysteries, the alchemy, the science, the maths, and then they went back to their hometown and they started claiming authority.
Boss.
Yet, they came to learn from your ancestors. So should I say, whitening of Northern Africa was actually an agenda. You see, back in the day, the Persian Empire, I hope you know about the Persian Empire. They were the people that bordered between the Egyptians, that's in Africa, with the Asians.
Okay.
So there had been wars numerous times, back and forth with Egypt. But you see, when the Greek civilization rose to its peak, Alexander the Greek, he was able to do his battle and his conquest till he reached Egypt, which he was able to conquer that state, Egypt. And then to push the agenda that the black man was nothing.
So it means that agenda of black mediocrity or black inferiority started from Alexander the Great?
Yeah, it started from way back in the day, because you see, there's a proverb that says that once you help somebody out of the water or out of a river, by the time that his body is dry and his mouth is also getting dry. Yeah, so you see, the race from the Caucasus Mountain, the ones that we call Caucasians. Yeah, you see, these were, in fact, the first known cannibalistic people. Yes, wow. During the Ice Age, food became very scarce, and then they had to pry on their own people, which will be a topic for another day. But
century.
they were raised in I'm trying to find
you were trying to get the right
a very appropriate word for it, but you know, they were not very welcoming, like how the Africans were. So the Africans welcomed every race, because Africa is the father and the mother of every other race on this planet. You can trace to the ancestry of every other race on this planet, and they are either African or
they have a dark skin. They have the other.
So what they did was, once Alexander the Greek made his way to Egypt, they started, what do you call it, interbreeding with the people, mingling with the people. And then at that time he had already conquered Persia. So because he wanted to expand his empire, there were trade between Persia and Egypt. So they started settling up there, where it's now called the Middle East. They started settling there, coming down, trickling all the way down into Egypt. So after this time had elapsed, Alexander said, okay, he had realized that Egyptians were super advanced in alchemy, in chemistry, like in every knowledge. So he decided to build a city and name it after himself, which is now Alexandria. And he would house the biggest library.
The Library of Alexandria.
Exactly. So all the knowledge of ancient Egypt was
in that
channeled to Alexandria. And then he made it the center of knowledge, that everybody could travel from everywhere on this planet and come to Alexandria and learn. Yeah. So, you know, Egypt and then the North started becoming, you know, started mingling with other races, because everybody
wanted to.
Then fast forward, Alexander was defeated, and then the Roman Empire came about. Because after the Greek Empire...
Okay, you continue, because... Okay, you continue with your own, and I'll talk about something else.
After the Greek Empire, it was the Roman Empire that, you know, took over the world. So during the time of the Roman Empire, their expansion, they also took hold in, what do you call it?
Various
places in Africa. They took one general, Hannibal, who was from Carthage, somewhere in Morocco, was able to fend off the Roman Empire till he left the African continent to actually lead a revolution against them. And it was one Africanus, a general in the Roman army, who was able to defeat Hannibal. And after his defeat, he made sure he plowed the entire Carthaginian soil with salt so that they couldn't grow anything. And unfortunately for Africans, this is the man that they changed our name Alkebulan to Africa, and they named it after him.
Wow.
Yeah. So after this happened, later the era of Christ came about. And in our previous video, I was telling you about how Christ was a black man.
Yeah.
But imagine a white man telling a black man that he's trying to colonize that. The man that we are worshiping, the man that we are after, was actually your brother. What do you think will happen?
I'll rebel. I'll fight for my brother.
It will tell you that you are also superior, so you're supposed to, you know, take arms. And so what they did was the systematic arrangement of the northern belt of Africa, because they couldn't carry the pyramids from Egypt and move it to their place. And here is people trying to, you know,
build themselves,
convince a race that they are far inferior, and then they know nothing, they have seen nothing, they are made of nothing.
Better than them.
They are better than them, you understand? So what they had to do was bring people of similar color.
Like their dark
to
skin.
the European.
Oh.
To occupy those places where we have the marvels of ancient Africa. And in fact, you see, Egypt is always being played, but it will surprise you that Ethiopia has more pyramids than even Egypt.
Oh, it does?
Yes. And then you see some of these wonders of the world. There's one that is very less talked about. It's called the Adam's Calendar in South Africa.
Oh.
Yes. And there's an empire of Great Zimbabwe.
Yeah, that story really hurts me.
You see, so these are the things that they will not highlight on, because once they start telling you.
Even there is one, the walls of Benin.
Exactly.
Very massive.
Very massive. Now, once they start telling you this, what do? You come to realize that this is what
really don't need them.
they did to our people, and you don't need them because your people were able to achieve this level of greatness. So they made sure that systematically they started pursuing the Africans out of the northern belt of Africa.
Wow.
So the original Egyptians, the children of the Pharaoh, had to run for their lives, withdraw, and start trickling down from Nubia to Ethiopia, coming down, spreading all the way to the what you call the western and the central belt of Africa. Yeah, you understand?
Yeah.
So we had a lot, but you see, once they drove us out of where we were, and then we started migrating downwards. So the Islam, what do you call it? They brought their Islamic religion up from the north, started, killing the ones they can.
Even about the Islamic invasion. But they had already invaded them, and many of them had lost this.
No, but when you are still black, you are still black.
Oh, come on.
And then they want to eradicate that.
But their color is not like my own. Was not like my own.
No, the fact is, you see, once you set out for a mission, you make sure the job is well done.
Okay.
That's why now no black man can stand bare-chested and say that I am from Egypt.
Yeah.
You see, they're even afraid to say it.
Yeah.
But sometimes you pull our system of kinship.
Yeah, you compare it to
the things that they were doing in Egypt.
Almost similar.
And then you see that a lot of things keep
popping up.
Yeah. But you see, we are a species with amnesia. We are suffering from amnesia. So most of the things that we do, the things that we needed to do, we are forgetting it. But you see, as an African, you chance upon certain things on the internet that they say Egyptian did this, and it starts resonating with you.
Yeah.
Because it's in your genes.
It's in your DNA.
It's in your DNA.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So after they started treating the slave, because once you're a slave for them, if you're a slave for them, they have to castrate you.
Yeah.
After these Arabs had drove us down here, they still came as merchants
to come and trade with us.
Come
in the guys like they're coming to teach us.
And they always tell you that they are trading you for your spices.
Yeah.
But ask yourself, which spices were those?
Yeah.
It's a very big topic. Hopefully one day I'll be able to go into
because
that.
My question is, before they brought a formisa, we already had our formisa. Grace of Paradise, is it a straw or a formisa? We had our own already.
That's for the women. I don't know whether it's from up or from down, but I hope you get my point.
Yeah, I get your point.
So they traded us for these things. They spread their religion, and then no matter what, you see, one thing is, no matter what, as a black man, you are always inferior to the Arab.
Don't you think it is Western influence that has caused that?
No, they also have their own their own sort of superiority complex. Because before even they started the transatlantic slave trade, the Arab never regarded the black man.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why they would want to castrate you, to kill off your genetic code. That's why they would want to control your population, drive you out. And as at now, the Africans going to the holy pilgrimage.
They are very much not regarded.
My last visit to one Arabic country, I don't want to mention the name for fear of censorship.
Yeah.
I think I met one African. He was from Rwanda, and then he picked me up after I went to market to do some shopping. And when we were coming back, I think he said it was time for him to pray or something. He wanted to park and pray. So I asked him that, was he a very good Muslim? He said, yeah, he was an imam back home or whatever. So I asked him that ever since that he's been in that country, has he ever seen a person of his color leading the prayer before? He said no.
Good.
So I then tend to ask him that, is he sure that he has not betrayed the gods of his ancestors and he's bowing down to a foreign god, so they don't even regard him as a human
As a
being.
human being.
Because you see, the term Alhaji that we are
Somebody
so
who has gone
we are so proud of just means stranger. Yes. I'll leave it there. And then once you enter the land, they call you a slave of Allah. But you see, you know how people, once you touch,
they will come and attack you. So
they will come after you.
okay.
So
Let's
I'll just leave it here. But before we start, every time that we go ahead criticizing the West for what they did, I think we should also
talk about their own stress.
The exterminated countries. Imagine the whole Northern Africa. One funny thing is, I think during the time of President Gaddafi, during that time, I think when they wanted to incite riot against him, they instigated the people of Benghazi, and then they were saying that they were so close to Europe, they are Europeans, they are not even Africans. Yeah, this was one of the major triggering factor. Yeah, they said they were Europeans, they weren't Africans.
And yet the Europeans don't recognize them. Anyway, Master Thoth, this conversation, it has so many conversations. It's a conversation within conversations within conversations. And if you have to continue, we'll spend like 7 hours. We have put out a couple of documents. Please, you to sit down, be logical, do your research, juxtapose it with logical thinking. Maybe you're Muslim, juxtapose it with Islamic texts. Maybe the Surah, the Quran, the Hadiths, put them together and try to make sense of what we are trying to say. If there are any questions, you could put in the comment section. I think, Master Thoth, one of these days you should feature some of the comments and discuss them.
Yeah, I think I will. I have a topic that
it's as sensitive as it may be. It is very necessary to put it out there. Once again, my name is Kwamanza Anwobo. This has been the Views of Alkebulan, and I was here with Master Thoth. This is Off the Record, and we're going off. Bye.